Hey there, Cardfighters. Woodland Docks here after a small delay, and all it took was 5 tornadoes. And speaking of tornadoes, I'm here with a tornado of a person, Matt.
I I can't. I don't know if you could hear me blowing, but
I mean, we did actually,
uh,
but
oh, good.
I am sad to say that Ryan is no longer with us. Not because of the tornadoes or because he quit the show. He's just on an Alaskan cruise. So today is just me and Matt. Next episode, so that we get things out timely, is actually going to have a guest host. Hopefully, if you're part of the Vanguard community, you do know him. Uh, this time, the guest star is not my mother-in-law; it's my father-in-law. No, I.
I knew it.
uh no, so it is an actual another Vanguard person. I hope everybody did enjoy my mother-in-law, though. She loved doing it. So Matt, I haven't gotten to see you in a couple weeks. Did you dye your hair or anything?
No, no.
No.
Um,
Hmm.
I look beautiful though, as always.
I mean, I was expecting the Guy Fieri blonde frosted tips,
Ooh, have you seen him without frosted tips?
Yeah, I haven't. It's extremely cursed.
I can't. I hate it, and that's what I look like in real life.
Oh God. Yeah. Anyways, but well, actually, we did get to see each other for a little bit. We are going to be bringing something new, a new dimension to the show. Don't want to spoil it, but I didn't have electricity for 5 days, but our locals did. So I took a laptop, I took a camera, and some things happened. So that being said, we're going to be adding another level to the podcast, and I think it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. Although, to be honest, when you said that we met up, I was like, when? I don't remember when.
I am quite forget. Well, and they even lost power while we were there too. So that
That
was.
was that was funny.
I'm just like, good lord, no, this can't happen. Uh, I mean, Ellie and I played Vanguard via lamp. Or
Ooh,
what is that called? The thing you take camping with you?
yeah, lantern.
Yeah, lantern. There we go. Yeah, we literally had an electric lantern that we took from our parents, and we played Vanguard by lantern
Oh, see, that sounds fun. Why didn't you invite me over?
because my dogs would kill you.
Don't tell me about your dog. I like dogs. If they bark in my brain, I'll happily hug them, and they'll bite me, and I won't care.
Hey, you know what? You guys, he said it here. That's a legal disclaimer. Um, yeah, no, they even started fighting with each other down here because they couldn't see anything. It was just so bad.
Ooh,
But
yeah.
everybody's safe. I think everybody in our area has power back now. If not, it's like very, very limited people. It was about a 500,000 people that didn't have power. And
Just a few.
yeah,
That 100.
yours came back after like what, a day?
Yeah, mine was off for 23 hours.
Yeah, my in-laws were maybe a day and a half, if that. So, and
Not
they
bad.
literally live across the main road from us, so I was expecting mine to be on a lot sooner.
Nice.
But enough about our real life
And it
stuff.
wasn't.
Yeah, yeah, and then it wasn't. Enough about real life stuff. We've been some busy people. We have a lot of new things that have come up in the past couple of weeks. We've seen Impaldio in the anime. We've seen Lucifiel in the anime, and I am all in on both of those. I don't know about you.
I okay. I've tested out Impaldio, and I know everybody was like, "Oh no, it's a 3 attack deck. Oh, it's gonna be poopy." But no, I think it's actually really good because it hits really big numbers and it defends better than the Destined one of Protection, uh,
Yep.
which is a joke.
Yeah. I
So I think it's actually going to be a really good deck. And in Licia fell or whatever,
Cat
however you
girl.
pronounce that. Yeah. Look at this. See, bad pronunciations.
Part two.
Pronunciation. Oh my goodness, I'm so awful.
You are a
Um,
waffle. Yes.
yeah, but I tested that. Um, I don't know what I think of it actually.
I think that one's absolutely borked. I mean,
Eh,
instant divine skill. Come on.
I mean, that does sound pretty nice,
And then
but
it
it's
let
still got
and
the same. It's got the same problem as most of them, where it's like, oh, you have to attack a grade 3 or greater Vanguard.
well, true. I mean, that's the balance though. But I mean, if you win the
It
coin
needed.
toss or you win the coin toss, dice roll, whatever you do, hey, I'm going second, or and that shuts down stride decks and whatnot. And then if someone else is, as long as they're not playing a stride deck, they might want you to go second anyways. So
Yeah. Now, disclaimer for anybody: I've been playing it, even though I don't know what I think about it yet. I do like playing the Willista ride line for it.
I was gonna mess around with that. I haven't gotten to testing it yet because I've no electricity. But I updated CFA today. So I got Harry. Oh, I got Harry, and I got Impaldio. I got Lucifiel. Impaldio. What I now I'm a big Brant Gate person,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
and I have not found a card that prevents Sentinel use. So that's
None
its big,
exist.
yeah, that's its big downfall. Is yeah, it's gonna have quad drive, 2 crit, blah blah blah. But all your opponent has to do is okay, here's a perfect card, and then you're like, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
It's not ideal.
no, so yes, I think it's great, and I'm going to have fun playing it. I just think that quad drive better result in some triggers you can put onto your rear guards.
Yeah, really.
Because
That's apparently people have been playing the hero, like heroes in it and stuff to deck thin.
I'd actually have to. That's interesting. Uh,
Yeah, I don't like that idea. I think it's stupid. But if it works, then good. That's cool.
well, hey, more power to you if it works. But I don't know. I like keeping ride lines pure until I get a good test period in. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like they made the ride line the way they did for a reason. I'm going to try it because, like the Willista for Lucifiel, or if you put hero cards in there, I don't know. Um, I'm not a big fan of messing with ride lines, but sometimes it just works. I mean, what Rancor Chain and what's the other one? Is that Black Tier Husk? What is it? The Stoichia,
Black the original one.
the Stoichia grade 2 that's in every ride line. That gets you an order back from drop.
Oh yeah, Black Tier
Yeah,
Husk Dragon.
yeah, whatever that is. Yeah, like those two, that was a gimme for me in almost all of my Stoichia decks except for Roro. But
Like, ooh,
uh,
free order. All right.
yeah, okay, sure, thank you. Uh, Order the Nation. But speaking of nations,
Really?
we
Oh,
want to start doing a segment here on the show where we do kind of a overview or a mm, kind of deep dive. Like we're out of the kiddie pool, but we're not at the Olympics yet. That kind of a dive, like a 6 out of 10. I don't know. I didn't watch the Olympics.
I'm always in the kiddie pool.
Yeah, he just
Wait,
go.
I mean, oh god, that sounds awful.
Well, we'll edit that out. Not really. But
Thank
anyways,
God.
we want to start doing overviews of nations, and we figured we would start with Dragon Empire. It's not something that I'm heavily involved in, but it is, I think, the most popular nation in Standard. Would you agree with that?
My God, I have no idea. So originally I was like, yeah, that might be, but then I was like, nah, I think Keter might be,
Well, I
but
mean, Keter
I don't know. This
Keter
really a
pile
toss
meme,
up.
but yeah. Because
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
so,
that's,
anyways,
that's really it.
we're gonna start going over nation by nation. Today is Dragon Empire, so if that's your thing, good for you. If not, stick around and learn something because I'm sure we're gonna bring up something that is ridiculous and you can make fun of us for later.
Yeah, everything I say is ridiculous.
And everything I say is incorrect. With that
Perfect.
said,
Oh, we should make a podcast about Vanguard then.
dude, yes, let's go, people. Listen. That said, you guys, I think it is time to grab a drink and take a seat. It's deck check time. We are back for Dragon Empire. Actually, we never left. It's just editing magic. I literally didn't even get up. You guys probably don't believe me, but that's okay.
I got up. You told me to. You said get a drink. And oh wait, no, you told me to sit down.
Yep, yep.
Oh, I messed up.
Well, Matt did it backwards. So we're so good. We're so good at following directions. But we're card gamers, right? We don't read. We don't listen. Anyways, we have our Dragon Empire overview, and I think it would be most
You died?
beneficial to start with the common playstyles or the common tactics that we see in Dragon Empire. So when someone says Dragon Empire to me, what is the very first thing I think of? I think of kiss your units goodbye, retire.
I I think of restanding vanguards.
Okay, well that's good because
Which,
then it means it's popular for two things, right? But not well. I guess we'll get there. I was gonna say not every nation can say that, but maybe they can. I don't know. Dragon Empire to me is retire though.
few.
They even gave the quintuplet Dragon Empire deck retire. So going going back to the V series, G series days, the clans within were bind retire. So I just think of retire. And in a meta where you would be facing peace reliant decks, that's huge, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So the problem is we never get into a meta like that because these Dragon Empire decks control the meta. And I'm sick of it, but we'll get there. So I think of retire. You think of restanding vanguards. So who do we have on your restanding vanguard list? We've got what? Dote, Varga.
Okay. So the funny thing is, I think it's only those two.
Hold on.
Oh well, I mean Zed Lance also stands.
Yeah, yeah,
Coty Blaze, even though he's not out yet, he's going to restand,
yeah. That's out in this month. Yeah,
which I think is once per game.
once per game. Eesh.
So I think it still counts, right?
I mean, yeah, but okay.
And then ripping the OT. That'll always stand your Vanguard.
True. Remember, kids, play the Dragon Empire OT in your Shiranui decks. I mean, in your Varga decks.
In your Varga deck,
Yep,
yeah.
yep, my bad. You can't play it in your Shiranui deck anymore. It's banned. Thank God. But I mean, restanding rear guards is a thing. So maybe
I feel like restanding rear guards might be more.
yeah. Oh, that is definitely. So you can just say restanding units, because when you said restanding vanguards, I'm just like, maybe. But then
yeah, there's quite a few. But oh, you know what? Even Eugene can do it.
Do he?
Yeah, he's got the grade 1 that as long as your opponent has no rear guards after his attack, he can stand himself.
Oh.
Or something. I don't know, but it's really bad because it removes your criticals and your damage.
Oh, like
it's really
resets you or something?
Yeah, it's really stupid. And I hate it.
Well, that's Eugene. But
they're dancing around premium and they need to quit it. They need to give Eugene something good.
Well, so okay, so you've got your restanding theory, and I've got my retire. I mean, I call it retire / bind, right? There's tons of different. I mean, heck, the best harvest is I don't want to call it a staple, but best harvest is a common card in most Dragon Empire decks because of that retire. I mean, Varga retires itself for crying out loud, right?
Oh yeah, I forgot to put that in my list.
Of what?
Of like stuff that the Vanguards do and stuff.
Okay, yeah. No,
I forgot, but yeah, he's kind of huge on that, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Retire is a big thing. Bind is a big thing. So that's what I think of. So if you're looking to get into Dragon Empire, you are going to have board control on your side, right? Because if you're facing someone playing Clarissa, please first hug them. Secondly, they need the hug. Secondly, you're gonna win because board control. Or if it's something to the effect of or with the effect of can't be targeted or can't be retired or whatever, like Obscadade with the order in the order zone, and Obscadade can't be retired. But then is there anything that gets around it that just says on the circles? like I know Varga's front row, so that gets around it because it doesn't target.
If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure Shoujo Doji has, I think it's an order that targets a circle
It's
and
either,
binds it.
it's either that or Vermilion. Or no.
Yeah, I don't.
Vermilion attacks. I know Vermilion can like attack twice after it attacks the front row or something. I hate that deck, so I've not paid one bit of attention to it.
I'm looking it up now because I don't remember.
What Vermilion?
No, the other one. So it is a Shoujo Doji card.
Okay,
It says you and your opponent each choose one of your rear guard circles. Bind all of the cards on the chosen circle.
got it. Okay, yeah. So yeah, it's definitely not Vermilion. Vermilion, yeah, Vermilion just attacks the front row. Or well, sorry, it's two rear circles, so it can attack the back row. Because
Yeah,
I remember that BS, but
which is not really retire in a sense, but it is retire, which is
yeah,
weird.
yeah, or it forces you to use your hand more or what have you. So
Oh
we've
yeah,
got we've
it's
got
removal. That's what it is.
removal. There you go. So we've got removal in all the senses. We have restanding, and I guess would you say that
Just-
large numbers is also a strength here?
that's the secret weapon of Dragon Empire.
It's just
Big,
just big,
big.
big the nation. Yeah. Well, I'm
You got Bavzargra gets real big numbers. Gandiva gets real big numbers. Dryandra, really big numbers.
yeah.
And everyone's soon to be new favorite, Alcalibra, which is going to have massive numbers on turn 3
well,
and 2.
yeah, because
Well, maybe not 2.
and are the different dresses, overdresses, sundresses, whatever for Nirvana.
Yeah. Oh,
They help. I mean, with which grade 3 gets the power of all the original dress underneath it or something like it's
that's the grade 4.
uh
Oh, Virina.
Esperidia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that. I never know how to pronounce that.
I don't. I was actually for later on in this conversation. I was looking up these cards. The DSR is $20.
For what?
One of the Nirvana units. I forget if it was
Was it?
Esperidia or if it was Mahar Nirvana, but one of the dress secret rares is $20.
Whew.
So, but yeah, so we have. I mean, big numbers. Bav, Gandhi. Have we even talked about Gandiva's numbers?
Um, Gandiva was like the original scary numbers guy.
Yeah. I mean,
He
Bav got there,
the
but
combatant of the strides.
combatant strike.
He said strides you get like 5,000 power to your front row like every other turn. All right, I got you. And he did it faster.
And he had his extra crit.
Oh yeah.
So is he the
That's
only? I mean, the starter deck boy got extra crit. Triumph Dragon, he gets extra crit. But he also does retire. I think those are the only two extra crit vanguards, right?
Bavzargra.
Oh yeah, so Bav, Gindiva, and Triumph Dragon.
Does Overlord? I don't think he does. I think he just stands.
Yeah, he just stands. I'm pretty sure.
I couldn't remember.
Yeah, but then let's see.
I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it to what I can recall. But
As far as crits goes, yeah.
yeah, I mean, but so that's the things we have: restandings, big numbers, and retire, bind, multi attack. I mean, multi attack's probably only Vermilion, so we'll just say retire, bind, removal. So
Yeah,
that's what
removal.
yeah, that's what you gotta think about when you're facing Dragon Empire. That's what your strengths are if you want to play Dragon Empire. I want to say there's probably more
There's,
for restaining rear guards than there is for anything else.
I think so, but I want to say that that's really a thing for every nation.
You know what?
Which
That's true. That's very true. Yeah.
yeah, which I found funny. I don't really know because I don't play premium or anything before standard, but apparently restanding vanguards and rear guards is like a no in the old stuff. and it's like a new thing where it's like every deck has it now, but nobody cares.
Well, the stand trigger used to exist.
I liked that. I want them to bring that back.
I would have liked to experience it. I don't know if I would have liked it.
Okay, so I lied a little bit, not a whole lot. I used to play with pre-G era decks,
Okay.
but I didn't really know what I was doing back then. But I did have a Nova Grappler deck that was all about stand triggers, and it was disgusting.
Well,
I thought it was funny.
you know those 3D printed triggers I have. I actually have a stand trigger, and
Yeah.
I didn't want to have like randomly 2 crit or 2 heal, or so I just told the person, I'm just like, yeah, just make me one of each, please. I'll never actually get to use it, but if I check
Maybe
his
someday.
well, like, if I check his second crit or something like that, I'll just be like, oh, this one stands for crit, okay, and then
Yeah,
hopefully people are
easy.
okay with it. Yeah. So, anyways, those are our strengths. So now, how about some of the more popular vanguards? And it could be meta or it could be fan favorites. So just to get the meta out of the way
Mm.
fast, Shiranui Varga, right? That's what it is right now.
Right now, yeah.
Gandiva was
Uh,
huge. I mean, I had a BCS where 4 out of 7 rounds was Gandiva.
Holy crap! I,
It was it
I
was
believe it.
it was bad, and oh my god, that's the trauma BCS, because two of the 4 losses that I had against it were mathematically improbable. One, I had Twin Drive. He said crit to win. My deck was 11 cards. 6 of them were crits, and I whiffed.
Nailed it.
And then the other one, Bro said, he's like, I know your hand. I know how many attacks I have. Unless I drive check that one that replaced the other card and got a 4th attack or whatever it was. He's like, I'm screwed. And sure enough, in his drive checks was that card. And he had a very fat deck left. So I don't know exactly how many cards are left because it wasn't my deck, but he hit exactly what he needed to on his drive check. And he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And then obviously I didn't 6 heal. So, but
Classic.
yeah. And
Not 6 healing. You're not the protagonist.
well, and we can't forget Shoujo, world champs.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if I call
Well,
it.
that's the new one, right?
No, Shoujo Doji won world championship last year.
Oh, I don't pay attention to things.
Yeah. Let me hold on, let me make sure I'm not being dumb, but I'm pretty sure.
I think you're right, but I for some reason I thought that was the new one, but that can't be.
Well, because it's not out yet.
Yeah.
Hold on. Shoujo Doji World Championship. Yep, the world champ shows the real power of Shoujo Doji. Yeah, and oh man, yeah.
Well done.
So I mean, I don't know if I'd call it meta because we don't see it consistently win like that, but it did win.
I mean, that's fair.
So okay, so those are our meta picks, or not our meta picks, but the world's meta picks, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
really jump on the bandwagon with any of those, except for I would like to play Varga.
You can borrow my deck.
And
Although, not this last weekend, you weren't there. We did the like anime build thing.
yeah.
I don't think I won a single game, and I was so well. Not to be blasphemous or anything, but I wanted to go play Magic with some friends. So I was like not even feeling Vanguard, but I had to play because I wanted the
Promo.
sleeves.
Yeah. Sleeves.
And I want the promos, but since I didn't do so well, I can't get the promos.
Were the sleeves just for entry?
Yeah, we got since there was so few of us, we actually got more than
Oh, I was
one
gonna say I
set.
have to sweet talk him into giving me some this weekend, but
You might be able to. I'm sure they have a whole bunch left.
okay, cool. Maybe I can get some.
Maybe. I don't know.
But anyways, that's beside the point. That's what we have consistently at the top. I don't enjoy any of those decks except for Varga. I
Same.
wish I liked more, but I mean, not my thing.
That's fair.
Gandiva was what was my problem with Gandiva aside from facing it? What was my problem with Gandiva? I just think it was it's not really solitaire. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It was like
Uh,
it was like a just a one-sided burst, and if you didn't win by then, you were done because
really?
it just kept creeping.
You mean for the opponent?
Yeah. Like if I didn't beat Gandiva by the time it got to its 5 bound with the crit, then it was just kind of over.
Five bound with a crit is like so easy for Gandiva.
Exactly, because it isn't 5 the criteria for the crit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wasn't really solitaire. It was just like a race, and if you lost the race, then it was just one person's game.
That sounds about right.
There was because there's no way to manipulate your opponent's bind. That's why it feels one-sided. Because I had no way to
Fair.
check their bind. So, or not like check, like look at the cards, but like hold and check. So
Yeah.
it felt very one-sided. It felt very, very solitary because
That,
they just did their thing, and I had there's no disruption, which I don't want disruption in Vanguard, but there was no disruption. There was no control over it. To an extent, you could, like taking cards out of drop. I mean, I had a good time with prison against it because it took cards out of the drop, took cards off the field, took cards out of the soul. So they had limited places to bind from. But once they got there, it was just done.
oh yeah. Oh yeah.
So
The
those are the meta. Fan favorites. I definitely see Varga being a fan favorite because now,
absolutely.
and now is a fan favorite because I'll leave that up to you. Uh, Overlord nostalgia bait. People love it. Plus, it was actually doing some work.
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I haven't seen many people go that crazy over the newer ones like Cody Blaze and Alec Labra. Those ones, they don't have their fan base yet. If they get a fan base, I guess.
They will for me.
Yeah, they definitely will for you. Griandra, I don't think there's that many people crazy about it, but people do recognize its potential. The pro
I
tag
oh,
decks.
speaking of
Yeah.
Grander, not to throw us off here, but they have a new card coming out in set 4 that gives them guard restrict on all of their Gry named units.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's kind of nutty.
I like that. Uh, so yeah, the what are these called? Protagonist decks, the Nirvanas. They definitely have a
Ugh,
following because anime.
they do. I actually like playing Jiva only because it was a big thing.
Oh, I love playing both of them. They just suck.
They do.
They just,
Actually, I mean, Jiva's got its place. It's not meta by any means,
no,
but it is fun to play.
and a couple months ago I saw it. It was having good results. I
That was a fluke.
Yeah, I wasn't buying into
Probably.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tama, it's the glitter deck. I personally love it and I have a blast playing it. I initially thought it was my uh freaking Shiranui answer because I could empty the field and my drop would only be triggers and orders. But
Sounds good.
it it didn't have the power.
Yeah.
Like I got it to play to where I had empty everything every turn, no matter what. It's just I didn't have the power to do it. So
Correct me if I'm wrong, but whenever I played Tamira, which is not very often because I don't play the glitter decks, but doesn't she need like all 4 of her dolls out to be like really good?
no, it's for the ultimate combo, yes, but you at least need one Rear Me and one Rara Me, and they have a grade 2 and a grade 1. So if you make a column out of I just call them left facing girl and right facing girl because the arts are
Yeah.
so similar, the names are so similar. So if you just make a column out of the right facing girls and a column out of the left facing girls, then you get the +5 off of the one column. Then the other column you can soul blast to countercharge. Then the Vanguard swing, you can bring out one Rear Me, one Rara Me. So what you do is you bring out each of the grade 2s. Then for one of the grade 2s you can pick, you can either put something of your opponent's to soul or draw a card. By soul blasting your 2 grade 1s, then your 2 grade 1s each counterblast to call themselves behind their respective grade 2s, and then you can do it all over again. So if you
Pretty good.
have
Five big attacks.
Yep, you can have 5 attacks as long as you have 2 open counterblast, and the soul blast comes from scooping them up when they attack in a column. So you can get 5 attacks for essentially 2 counterblast, and one of the columns lets you countercharge. So all in all, if you have all the pieces, it becomes 1 counterblast and 1 soul blast for 5 attacks.
Pretty good.
Yeah, and then if you have Shenri, you put that behind the Vanguard, and you slide that in because you're going to be playing the dolls, the broken toys order, or you're going to play the grade 3 order, or some folks are playing, I mean, on your turn, but or not on your opponent's turn, you get the blitz order that neg 10 the front row. So I'm a big fan of Tamira. I just can't play it unless I'm fully caffeinated because you have to think.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you do.
Anything else with a big fan following?
I'm looking through our list. I really don't think so.
Yeah, it's big. It's big because it has had 3 to 4 meta contenders throughout the overdress era, right? Throughout the standard era. And obviously because of the first pro tag, UU having the Nirvana decks, that's going to boost his popularity too.
Yeah.
So
for some reason I was sitting here going, oh yeah, Dragon Empire is a really popular one. But now that we're talking about it, I'm like, maybe not so much.
I mean, not with me, it's not. But I think on this list, because I have 48 standard decks. So I have, of this list, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have 7 of how many ever here? What, like 15, 16? So I have about half of the nation built.
Let's not talk about what I have.
Yeah, we're not. Well, oh wait, and the quints, if my quints count. But
yeah, they do.
The Vespo I haven't looked at yet, but it's not my favorite. I do have roughly half the nation built, so maybe I'm more of a fan than I think I am, but I don't find myself playing them very often.
Me neither.
Yeah. Well, Varga, yes, but
besides that,
yeah.
So that was only because we were going into the BSF.
Yes.
And the meta was Varga and Shiranui.
And strides.
And
Yeah.
it was that was pretty much it. So I was like, well, I don't want to play the stride decks, so I'll play Varga. Plus, Varga's got a really good matchup into Shiranui, I think. So otherwise, I'd be playing who knows what. I have no idea. Not even Zorga, because I suck at Zorga. Like, I love Zorga. I think he's fantastic. I don't know how to play him. I'm terrible.
I want to borrow your Zorga one weekend and see what I do.
That's fair.
I don't have it. I've never practiced with it. I know what it wants to do. I'll see if I can do something. But anyways,
it's easy. You ditch your prison dragons, and then you call them back, and that's the game.
Yeah, and RPD at home, that guy too.
Woo!
So, enough about Stoike in our Dragon Empire talk. Let's move on to the overtrigger.
Oh, that nightmare.
Of the 6 nation specific overtriggers, where would you rate this, 1 being the best, 6 being the worst?
I want to say it's either 1 or 2.
Really?
That's what I think, at least. I know which one is the worst.
No. Worst when it's used against you, or just worst designed?
I think worst designed. I'll say it's the Keter one. I think the Keter one's garbage.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. It's followed closely by the Dark States one. But the Dragon Empire one, I guess so. What I'm really thinking about is Brantgate being probably the first best one, and then Dragon Empire, but I also like the Stoicheo one because it's just every
It's
trigger.
Omni trigger, yeah.
So it's really those three at the top, I think.
Okay, so
But
for me, Dragon Empire is actually fourth.
yeah,
And I'll save the other ones and my reasonings for those discussions. But Dragon Empire is fourth to me because your main meta deck or number two meta deck in Varga doesn't want to see this. It
true.
is banned in your number one or number two meta deck in Shiranui.
That's just how good it is.
That's the thing is it's
That should bump it up immediately. You know what? No other over trigger's been banned yet. Okay, this is it. That's it. This one's number one.
well no so that's the thing though. It's like the OT is supposed to be the unfair card in your deck. Right? It's supposed to be that that 1 out of 54 or technically 50. 1 out of
Yeah.
50. Bump above all else. You shouldn't have a card that's or a deck that's good enough to be without it. So I mean, your top two decks don't want that OT. So for me, it does fall down a little bit on that. Simply restanding the Vanguard. If we had more Vanguards that gained unnatural crits, if we had more, when your Vanguard swings X happens, then like what the Grianja order, Drag Resonance, when your Vanguard
Yeah.
stands front row gets 10k. So like, that's amazing. But what other ones are, when your Vanguard stands, do this. So
Not many.
yeah, I don't think any actually, but I'm probably wrong there.
So I guess from a meta standpoint, how you're saying it, yeah, it's probably not that great, not up there. But from a fun standpoint, that's up there.
Oh, here
Like
comes my
that,
Vanguard again. Yay.
yeah, that turns Bob Zarger into a scary monster. But
Yeah.
also, that's a one in how many chance to get it. So
Right. By the time you're on her, it's probably like a 1 in like 34 chance or something like that.
So yeah, I don't know math. Math is hard.
Yeah, who does math? Nobody. But
Nerds.
I like the art of it. That is
Yeah,
a factor.
I do.
I do like
I
the
do
art.
like the art.
But it's also another reason I put it in the middle of the pack. It's also not a must. Like
No.
if you played a Brant Gate deck without the Brant Gate Overture, you better have a darn good reason for not doing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
The
feel like most do. Well, for Brandgate, but we'll
yeah,
talk about that later.
right. But that's the thing is like it's not a must. Brant Gate that OT is a must. So because there's room for I don't want to say improvement, but there's room for substitution, it falls a little bit down my list.
Yeah,
So
that's fair. I'm looking through the list now and seeing which decks actually wouldn't use the Dragon Empire one, aside from Varga and
the
Tyranny.
band, yeah, the band and the Varga.
Yeah, besides them,
I mean, I don't know how Cody Blaze works.
you'd probably run it in that.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe.
Overlord, that's busted. Zedlands, I feel like it's also busted, right?
What do I use in Zedlands? I don't think I use the Dragon Empire one in Zedlands.
I never got to play it, but actually, I don't
Probably
think
not
anybody's.
worth your time.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's even played it against me. So
Well, when we meet up, I do have it built, but the problem is that I'm waiting for a card from set 3, which is Ravaging Dragon, amazing in Zedlance, by the way.
I bet it's ravaging.
Yeah, just because Zedlance likes set orders, which is wild, but Ravaging Dragon, when it attacks, it gets 5k for each set order that you have.
Sure, okay.
Yeah, and
Oh, that's
then
the Smithies, right?
yeah, and then even better, if you have 15,000 or more, so 3 Smithies out, you Soul Blast 1 and your opponent has to guard with 2 or more from hand.
I love cards that do
Right? So I'm like super excited to play Zed Lance with Ravaging Dragon in.
well, okay, so
But but to answer though, I use the crit, the
blue.
Yeah, the blue OT.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, the last thing I think we should probably talk about with a nation overview is price, right? Because if you're trying to get information on a new nation, if you're coming into the game, you're trying to figure out what's right for you. You got to look at playstyle, you got to look at relevancy, but then you also have to look at how hard it's going to hit your wallet.
Yeah, which there's a funny thing in here that I just thought of right now.
Oh God, is it
Uh,
related to price?
so it is related to
Okay,
price.
okay. So I did some digging, and right now a Shiranui deck set, just the deck set, is 150. That's out of the box. However, they have it constructed. None of your personal improvements or changes. So the market says $150 for out of the box competition. I think that might be a little bit high.
Maybe.
I'm not spending $150 if like because
Well, yeah,
that
plus not improvements. So
right. I'm not spending $150 and then I have to improve you know, switch some stuff out. Yes, it's functional out of the box. It's not the topping version out of the box, I'll tell you that much. So
no.
if I'm looking at this nation and I'm like, oh my god, they built something, you know, pre-constructed for me, and it's $150. Ooh, this better be great. And then it's not the great version. I would be a little bit mad. If you're going for not pre-constructed and you want success, you're going with Varga. I priced out, including energy cyclers. How much do you think Varga costs? TCG player low.
Um, I know what I spent on Varga. If I had to guess, I don't know what the current prices are for stuff. I don't know how it's changed, but I would probably guess somewhere around $200.
Yep, it was just about 180 before triggers and stuff like that. The cyclers are 25 each.
Yeah,
Shura,
that
I
that
believe,
was the big.
yeah, Shura or one of the other ones was $10 each. So
That's so much better than what I paid for them.
yeah, because they have that recency you know, effect to it.
Oh yeah.
But if you want a top end deck to enter with, $180 is not bad. Because yeah, Shiranui is 150 out of the box, but your upgrades are going to be more than $30
Yeah.
plus shipping.
And
Jeez.
and it's gonna last a while. I feel like Varga's gonna be around for a minute.
Yeah, especially because it's a fan favorite, so they're going to hear the clamors. It's in the anime. They're going to want to keep it relevant. So
Oh
it'll
yeah.
it'll be around for a while. So let's flip to the lower end, unless unless your talking point was in the higher end.
No, it's just so it's probably not currently like this, but I remember when Gandiva first came out, he was like the cheapest deck and everybody could get him.
I think he
And
was
he was meta.
I think he was 19 cents when I checked
It
earlier.
was, it was so
Hold
stupid.
on.
I'm like this perfect deck all in one set. You don't have to have like anything else. And he was like $20 for the deck
No,
back
he's a dollar
back
forty
then.
nine. $1.49.
Oh, oh baby.
Uh
You know what? Forget it. Just get Gandiva and have some fun.
yeah.
You probably won't win big, but you'll win.
No, okay, yeah, so I have I have Gandiva. I priced it out. How much do you think it'd be for a Gandiva deck currently?
Hold on, wait, let me look at my Gandiva build so that I know if there's any surprises in there.
Well, especially because there's a triple
Oh,
R that's more expensive than Gandiva himself that goes in it.
I think I know which one you're talking about. Um, I'm gonna say like $50, maybe 40.
About 30.
Okay, and it's really just that card. If it's the one I'm thinking
Yeah,
it is.
yeah, so Gandiva itself is $1.50. So you're looking at $6 to get a playset of Gandiva. You're looking at $12 to get a playset of Bravaldine, and then the rest of your cards are all about $1 ish. You get your triggers, you get your perfect cards. It's really, really cheap.
The funny thing is, if you want to get the triggers, and if you want to get the good triggers, those are probably the most expensive bit.
Exactly. That's why, like, when I was looking at generally, I'm like just looking at the core. I'm like, okay, well, triggers. If you want to go hard with the effect triggers, or do you just want to have vanilla triggers? Do you want the energy cyclers? If you're trying to be competitive, of course, Shiranui and Vargo want the energy cyclers. So
Yeah.
throw that price in there. But if you're looking for an
Oh,
entry deck just to have fun because you like the gimmick, hey, here's Gandiva. Oh, $30, cool.
oh
Like,
yeah. And you don't even need the energy cyclers in that.
exactly. So, but by far the cheapest.
Oh yeah.
Taking it.
Cheap. It's really cheap for a really good deck.
Well, no. There's one
I
cheaper.
won't say really good. There's cheap. Well, that's still like good.
Uh, it made me sweat, and this
Go
is
on.
what
I'm
was nine
interested.
cents that I was thinking about. Virgilia.
Really?
It made me sweat the one weekend. Yeah. It
I guess I haven't tested it a whole lot.
it's
Actually,
it's 9 cents for the Vanguard. It
huh.
has a restaining rear,
Which is
and
good.
the ride line. The ride line did something crazy. I forget exactly what it did, but I know the ride line does something crazy.
Oh, it lets you search your deck for whatever you want.
Yeah.
One time, a grade 2, any grade 2 that you want. Throw it in your hand.
The numbers got big. It was something else.
You just wait until the deck comes out, the starter deck for it or whatever, the trial, whatever
Oh,
it is.
oh yeah, people are gonna love it.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a fantastic starter deck.
100%.
Oh yeah.
But and like the grade 2 in that deck is 10 cents. And if you have 4 or more rear guards, reveal a card with Virgilia in its name from your ride deck. And this unit gets a crit. So it's your grade 2 ride. So you're gonna have the grade 3. So it's got a 2 crit swing. And then uh
Give it a little boost, and
early on you gotta protect yourself, yeah. So it made me sweat a little bit. But my go came through.
nice.
So yeah, that's the cheap end, is a 9 cent Vanguard. You can make the. I mean, there's not enough to make a core outside. Like minus triggers and PGs. There's not enough Virgilia direct cards, I should say. But
Yet.
yeah, but obviously the starter deck product's coming out, and I mean, what I put in there was not expensive cards. It doesn't make it a great deck, but what I put in there was reasonably priced cards. You can make that deck for under $20 easy.
Oh yeah.
So that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about in terms of Dragon Empire. That's a nice little, not kiddie pool, but not Olympic pool overview, I think.
Yeah. We went over pretty much everything.
Yeah. So
How it's played, all that. So yeah.
all in all, it is probably my 4th favorite nation.
It's so low.
Yeah, for me it's.
I mean, it's fair.
Yeah, for me it's pretty low, and Windows just told me I needed an update that scared me.
I
Yeah,
heard it.
it's it's pretty low for me. Its overtrigger is pretty low for me. If it weren't so annoying to face, it might be higher.
So those darn they have a whole bunch of stinkers, but then they have those few meta decks that are like, ooh, you know what, Dragon Empire, angry.
Exactly. When my BCS is every experience I've had has been dominated by a Dragon Empire deck.
Dominated by dominate.
Oh God, I realized the pun and I didn't even mean to. Yeah, like when every single event I've been to has had Dragon Empire at the top and has been what you prep for the most, it gets a little frustrating. I'm sorry,
That's fair.
but
Because it's the best nation, even though I think it's also probably pretty low on my
okay.
list.
I was saying, did that make it your number 1? But okay.
Absolutely not. My number 1 is always going to be Brantgate.
Yes, we are. And since Ryan's not here, he can't dispute us. So it's definitely the number 1 nation.
What do you think Ryan's is?
I think he's a big Darcy. No. He might be a Brant enjoyer. I don't know what.
Yeah.
We have
Well,
to.
he does like Messiah.
Yeah, we have to strengthen our friendship. We suck.
Yeah, I think that he kind of likes everything.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I like everything, but there are definitely some that I'm more inclined to play and to enjoy and to research than others. So I am sick of the friendship talk, though. I'm sick of this
Oh yeah,
niceness. Yeah, we're too nice on this podcast. So they got me to thinking.
we really are.
They got me to thinking. What would be the best Vanguard-based insults? So
I have a few.
Matt, Ryan, myself, I've asked around to some friends to come up with Vanguard based insults you can throw around your shop without getting kicked out of your shop, or banned from Discord, or a warning on Twitter, or what have you. So let's take a little break, come back, and get on our mean faces. All right, be back. All right, guys, it's time to get mean, get angry at each other, throw these insults around, just like you throw around your unsleeved cards. See, that's what we're going for.
Whoa,
See,
rude.
that's what we're going for, guys.
All of
Anyways,
my cards are unsleeved.
actually, side note, back when I very, very first started playing, I was on Outer Orange's stream playing against her, and I had just got my cards in the mail that day, so they were unsleeved. Chat roasted me. And I'm
Good.
like, I'm new to the game. Baby docs don't have sleeves yet. And everyone's like, shut up and sleeve your Harry. But back to the insults. Matt,
Yeah.
you guard attacks like a 7-year-old.
Oh yeah. Well, you hit triggers like a stormtrooper hits a Jedi.
You shuffle your deck like my grandpa shuffles his feet.
Poorly. We're supposed to be mean, but I'm having fun. Oh god, you need life alert to stay in the Vanguard.
I can just imagine Varga like laying down with a little button and he just hits it. And like someone comes over speaker. Hello, yes. How may I help you? Sir Dragris? Yeah, I need to stand. Oh, okay, we'll send someone right over. But another person that needs a life alert is your mama, because your mama's so lazy that she keeps her units rested because they deserve a nap too.
Ooh. Ooh. Oh, my mom.
My mom heard that. What?
Yeah, I can't even say them. Your gameplay is so bad, you might as well run vanilla units.
Hey, that lyrical promo wants me to, okay?
Oh yeah. Okay, well now I feel dumb. I forgot about that stupid thing.
Well, you know what, Matt? Your trigger lineup looks like you threw darts at a board and let that decide.
Hey, it's a genius move.
It's called randomization.
Yeah. That's how I built Chris Rain. Which crit trigger should I use?
Yeah, you got a choice in lyrical. I get you, okay?
Oh man, you know what? Even your perfect guards can't protect you from your misplays now.
Look, I have 8 of them in prison for a reason, okay?
It's where they belong. Wait, hold on, what?
What?
No, nothing.
Oh,
Oh,
you know, you're so dumb that you heard you had to perform drive checks and grabbed your car keys.
that's how you drive check. You,
Hey, I've got my Vanguard keychains on my ring, so it actually works.
oh god, you know what? You're so dumb. Your deck came with training wheels.
Sure, to me.
Ooh, ooh.
You're so bad at the game. You thought a card fight meant throwing them at your opponents to give them paper cuts.
Oh, it does. Sometimes it hurts. You're so bad at the game. When you ride the Vanguard, even your avatar cringes. Boom, anime reference.
They cringe at the chant. I guarantee you that much. Well, speaking of avatars, you know so little about Vanguard. You expected your avatar to be Aang.
Yeah, avatar. Hang. That's how. Or I was gonna say it could be the blue guy, the other avatar. Oh my gosh, I'm so retarded. Oh, you can't say that on stream. You know, I hate these. You know what? You're so bad at Vanguard that Lyrical Monasterio wouldn't even make a song about you.
You know what? They probably did, and I just don't know Japanese, so I can't. I can't tell if they're making fun of me. But if you were in Keter Sanctuary, even the protagonist wouldn't pick you.
Oh, oh, I wouldn't either. Oh, God.
I've got more.
I think you have more. I don't think I have more.
Oh,
I think you've killed me
oh,
here.
okay. Well, I'm just gonna put you in the ground now.
Okay, I'm scared.
Your deck hates you so much that it wants to stay in prison.
Oh, yeah.
Your style is so generic. It's $24.99 on TCG Player.
I'm so cheap.
That was more meant to be like the generic, like staple cards.
Yeah,
And
yeah. My generic staple cards would be like $1.
well, speaking of staples, you're so dumb. You went to Office Max to get staples for your deck.
I didn't even go to Staples for Staples. Oh, that's how dumb I am.
I don't think anybody ever went to a Staples. And last but not least, the best Vanguard insult I can come up with. You look like you play Shiranui.
Oh, whoa, hey, I'm.
Some lines aren't meant to be
that's mean.
crossed.
I feel personally attacked there. You're insulting my intelligence.
No. So that was more fun to come up with than I thought. Like I put serious thought into some of these.
I did too. I thought they were funny, and I'm like, I can't believe none of these have been said before. I mean, I'm sure maybe they have.
Yeah, I mean, probably at some point just messing around with your friends, but like I'm like, what are like Vanguard insults? And and like when I was watching what it was like the whatever episode in the first season where Akina tries to make Suo his friend, and I'm like, you're so annoying. Not even Akina wants to be your friend. And then and then of course in the new season when they're like, what's the kid's name? The one that's like super smart. What's his name?
In which season?
In the current season, the dude that's super smart that just came over and he's like the best at everything. That guy.
Oh, Mr. Knowledge is everything.
Yeah, and then like as I was sitting there thinking that joke, like I was
Remember.
thinking of the jokes while I was watching that episode, and I'm like, oh my god, Akina just wants to be friends with everybody because he walks up to him, he's like, "Aren't you afraid we're rivals?" He's like, "No, I want to be friends with everybody," and I'm like, man.
See, everybody.
But if anybody listening has good Vanguard insults, please give it to us because we're actually gonna start using these at locals just to make less friends.
I already don't have any friends.
I mean, it like you have to have some good comeback when you're frustrated, and I just gave you guys like 20 of them. So, especially you look like you play Shiranui. But please
that hits me.
Please let us know if you guys have any good ones yourselves because those are so fun to come up with. I hope you have fun coming up with them. Use them at your locals. I want to maybe do a part 2 someday because that's just fun. I used to do I used to do a Pokemon podcast and we did a roast of a certain Pokemon and we changed it up. Oh my god, when it was Pelipper's turn, I just went off. My co-host went silent and I just had a day.
Sorry, Pelipper is very derpy and worth attacking.
It was so fun. So maybe we'll do a Vanguard insults part 2 someday. But I think I got all my frustration and my hate out there. I feel better now, actually.
I always feel good when I'm talking to you.
Well, now that's all therapeutic. Look at that.
Yeah. Except for that Shiranui thing.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But anyways, you guys, I think that's about it for today. Thank you for taking the time to listen to our Dragon Empire ramblings and our therapy session. Again, feel free to use those insults. Or your Vanguard podcast is so bad, I didn't hit like and subscribe. I mean, boom, right there. See, there's one.
Oh, oh, that's why we don't have any followers.
Yeah, but please hit like and subscribe. We'll be back. Again, this episode's a little bit late because tornadoes, which is not something you can say every day. Next episode will be back on the regular schedule. We're going to have ourselves a wonderful guest host. You guys will know him more than likely if you're in the Vanguard circle. And we're going to be talking on which Vanguards have had the most improvement in their revised forms. We're going to try to steer the conversation glitter and forward, and not just like Seraph Snow going into Pure Light, or Bruce going into Bruce, or
Bruce into worse Bruce.
yeah, we're not just gonna go like, you know, threes into fours, you know, honorable mentions, but we're gonna talk about what Vanguards have the most improved forms in their reiterations, and we're also going to dive into conversation about what rear guards would benefit from a dedicated Vanguard. For example, we have a ton of rear guards with Divine Sister in their name, yet there's no Divine Sister with a Vanguard skill. I am a sadist, and I've been playing on Deer Days with a Divine Sisters deck with no Vanguard skill. And I'm winning, granted it's against the computer, but I'm winning. So imagine what that deck would do with an actual Vanguard. So there's a couple of examples we have. We'll maybe come up, theorize with what the Vanguard could do for that deck. But that's next time, and I want to thank you guys again for listening. Thank you, Matt, for being here. Ryan, don't jump off the boat on your cruise while you listen to this. And we'll catch you guys on Twitter or in the next episode. Have a good one.